Dog's taking up the time, huh?
The dog is taking up a lot of time.
Since it's not playing for me, you got to take over as soon as it kicks over.
Well,
I don't know when.
Oh, it's playing again. Okay, that's weird. We're getting the intro for a second.
Just transition and just go.
Intro for a second.
Don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
Howdy, everybody.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
to the next to last episode of Bourbon and Boarding for the season. Round 3's over. That was somewhat quick.
It was a bit swift. It was over way too quickly, as the actress said to the bishop.
Yeah, Brian last night was like, do I have to come to this show? I don't care anymore. I was like, I've been here for a month and a half and not cared. Yeah, you're coming. Shut your freaking mouth.
I was resigned to it. I mean, when you only play one good period of hockey in 5 games, this is what's going to happen. So.
Well, technically in multiple rounds.
Yes, but the other losers couldn't beat us. Yeah, I have to say that Edmonton do seem a bit deeper and stronger than last year.
Yeah, I'm still gonna not pull for the Panthers, but pull against Canada.
I'm not pulling against Canada, but I'm pulling against the Oilers.
I like the curse that Canada hasn't won the cup in so long, so I like having that in the back pocket there.
I have to. It's the whole McDavid thing. The media.
Yeah, I would love McDavid to go his whole career without a cup, and I think that would be hilarious.
I mean, all internet awash with articles and comments and about, oh, he's the greatest player ever and he deserves this. He deserves a cup.
Yeah, kind of like he deserved the Conn Smythe last year.
Yeah, he deserves it. Well, why does he deserve it? Well, because he's Connor McDavid. But why does he deserve it? Because he's Connor McDavid. And then just you never get an answer. What is he do? He's such a great guy, is he? He's the greatest player that's ever been, etc., etc. So that kind of turns me off a little bit.
And Nav says the mics or my mic's real low, maybe. So
yeah, see if I can fix that. You sound all right to me.
Yeah, sometimes what we hear is not what they hear.
Well, so. I mean, what do they're just the unwashed public. What do they really know?
Well, I mean, they're only here to listen to us.
So as Keeley says, stop hitting that button. All that matters is that the Winnipeg Jets aren't hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup. Fuck them. R.I.P. Atlanta Thrashers. Well said.
He's got a pretty one-track mind on these things.
Yeah. What I find interesting is that abysmally bad as the Stars became in that series, that we still managed to beat both the Jets and the Avs. So they must be even worse than us.
I think all 3 teams are looking at this season and going, yeah, that should have been ours.
Should have been. I blame
because I know the Avs felt that way. I don't know about Winnipeg because they cannot figure out. I mean, what do you do with Hellebuck?
Yeah.
Best goalie in the league, but he can't do it in the playoffs. So, and it's not like you're going to get rid of Connor Hellebuck.
You're not.
But if he can't win you anything in the playoffs, I mean, do you just keep banging your head there? I mean, that one's a hard one.
You've just got to roll with that. You have to roll with it. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just tell them, yeah, Connor, we're going to move on because Yeah, you can't win in the playoffs even though you win the Vezina every single year.
Yeah, so they're stuck with that. They have to change their style to accommodate that, I think. Whether it be better to be better defensively or offensively, who knows? Just something to accommodate the fact that he's going to have, especially on the road, he's going to collapse on the road.
Yeah.
However, yes, I think
Canes were disappointing too.
They were. I actually got a Canes hat on.
Canes were ridiculously disappointing, actually. I think they could have given Florida a much better run, but then they can't win. I mean, they've got one win in 17 games or 16 games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they got one, and that was in this series.
Yep. So I mean, that goes back to the 90s.
Yeah, both conference finals were disappointing for different reasons. But the Oilers have got our number. They've got the Stars' number. They just know how to beat us. We played predictably badly against them. Dump and chase doesn't work. They're far too fast for us. We made no adjustment to that. And there was just a general apathy amongst many of these Stars players, some of whom may not be back.
Well, you guys do have some cap issues.
We do.
After the Rantanen signing, you're going to have to make some decisions.
There may be some good decisions. So there's guys that are just not turning up in the playoffs, like Duchesne. Marchment was abysmal. Jamie
Robertson
Benn
really didn't appear a whole lot involved.
Well, funnily enough, he
right at the end there.
4 at the end. I mean, he had been injured, and it took him a while to pick up. So actually,
he scored 4 at the end, but Rantanen scored 6 in the middle.
Yeah, weirdly enough, though, Robertson is one of the guys that may have to be traded. He's an RFA.
Mm-hmm. Johnston wasn't extremely noticeable either.
Well, Johnston set a new record, the worst plus minus ever, I believe, in the finals. So
that'll do it.
Yeah, worst ever. So there's been no word that he was injured. He was just abysmal, and yet he had a really good playoffs last year. Weird.
There was plenty of word that he cost me quite a few bets because all I needed was like 2 shots a game out of him, and he couldn't do that.
He was just, I don't know whether it's because he was stapled to Ben some of the time, but that didn't seem to matter during the regular season. But Ben is, I think, a UFA?
I don't know.
Well, I think, I can never remember if he's RFA. He's been there so long, I can never remember. I think he may be a UFA. So I'd be saying to him, thank you for your service.
Nobody's making an offer sheet on Ben either way.
No, I'd be saying thank you for your service, but we've just got nothing for you now because he had an abysmal tail end of the season and an abysmal playoffs. He's done. He was a power forward. He's spent. He's past it. He's over the hill. Can barely move half the time.
He's good at creating penalties, not drawing penalties, being the penalty, the penalizer. Him and Marchment.
So I think we're going to be seeing a few of those moves now. Pete DeBoer, interesting one. He's got a year left in his contract.
Yeah, Mr. Magic wants to know, do Stars fire Pete?
That was the consensus in the interwebs after the game, partly because of what he did in the game and what he said afterwards. But also because he's never he's never able to take that final step. And I think it's his, I don't think he's a motivational coach. I think he's very poor at adjusting.
I don't know. The Game 7 seemed to say slightly otherwise.
I don't know. There's something.
He's never lost a Game 7. I mean,
true, but you have to get to a Game 7 to never lose a game.
He's done it plenty of times.
But he's never taken.
Just not against Edmonton.
Yeah, I never wanted him in the first place. Yeah, we've got to but with 3 conference finals in a row, great, but lost in all of them.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you guys have our number, Edmonton has your number, everybody's got Winnipeg's number, Vegas is a wild card, and we've got Edmonton's number. So if Edmonton doesn't face us, they get through. If we don't face you, we get through. This is why we need 1 to 8 seeding. It needs to get to the later rounds where these things are decided.
I agree.
Because I don't think Edmonton's taken us down anytime in the last, 5-6 years.
Well, the thing is,
Not
I
that I
think,
can recall, at least.
yeah, I don't know about
Vegas
that.
has,
I
and you
don't,
have.
yeah, I don't think. Whilst Edmonton are better than they were last year, and they're deeper, I still don't think they're unbeatable. Unbeatable.
No.
They were beatable if we'd played a better game, and we just conceded those games to them right from the
Well,
start.
Skinner was also a bit hot during these last two rounds.
Well, it's easy to be hot when people are either missing the net completely or hitting it into your chest.
And you guys took advantage of that quite a bit, too. McCarr didn't hit a net one single time during our
Exactly. So,
series, I think.
if you get it on target, well, there's so many things were wrong with our play. I mean, and I blame Pete DeBoer. It's the dump and chase, hitting it up the boards, terrible zone clearances. Everything that we could do wrong is being done wrong, and nothing seems to be done about it. And it's
Some
we
of
were
that's the players, too, though, too. I mean, it is the system, but if you don't have a guy who can carry it in, I mean, you don't really have a choice but to dump and chase. I mean,
yeah, but if
you
you're gonna
guys got a
dump,
couple that probably can. Like, you
well,
had
Miro can and Harley
Heiskanen can, but
Harley can.
I mean, Rantanen's not going to do that for you.
Yeah, but if you're going to dump and chase, you should do it with some conviction and actually forecheck if it's on the board.
Again, Rantanen's not going to do that for you.
He's not. So I think what we're going to see is a bit of a I don't know whether DeBoer's going to get fired or not. If it was me, I would fire him. But as I say, and Gallardi, the owner, apparently is pissed. That's 3 years in a row and no final.
Yeah.
He's pissed because he's thrown a lot of money. We spend to the cap. There's a lot of money spent. And I think he's going to, if it was me, I'd fire DeBoer, but we've not got a history of that, of firing coaches, other than Monty. So I think they'll let him run his last year out. And I think he's lost the dressing room. He's lost the fans, a lot of them. So it could be a very poor year.
Could see.
However, I think what they need to do is take the opportunity of a number of guys that are up for, so don't give. So Duchesne's great during the regular season, disappears in the playoffs, disappears. So I think we're
getting a little bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, so I think we could live without him. We definitely need to get rid of Marchment. We need to buy out. I mean, Dumba didn't even play in the playoffs. It was stupid purchase, stupid contract in the first place. Get rid of all the dead weight. I would possibly look to re-sign Granlund because he's pretty good. Get rid of CC. Some of the dead weight can be cleared out, and I would actually make a hard decision on Jamie Benn. I don't think they will. I think for sentimental reasons they'll give him some kind of contract, even for a year. I would say, thank you for your service. It's time to retire.
They may re-sign him and then look at moving him at the trade deadline, like a Marchment, or not Marchment, Marchand deal.
Yeah, you're not getting a Marchand style player, are you?
No,
you're
you're
guy
not.
that needs crutches to skate.
But keep the face of the franchise on the team until trade deadline and look and see what value he has.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff needs to be cleared out. But Robertson is the one piece we've got that could be traded because we desperately need somebody else on the blue line. And we could probably do with a couple of faster guys. They don't have to be no skillful, faster forwards.
So right.
We need speed. We don't have any speed.
But to get speed, you got to sacrifice size. Or
we don't have any size anyway.
Some checking.
We don't have any size.
I mean, you guys don't have a ton of size, but the guys that you do have are far more interested in hitting people than they are in being speedy.
We've only got one guy that can hit, and that's Bischel.
Well, hit legally.
Yeah. Well,
Ben and Marchment do plenty of hitting.
Let's not parse this too much. Let's keep the word hit. So anyway, I mean, I don't know what you guys are up to in the off season, if there's going to be any changes, but
I'm sure there's going to be changes. I know
a few changes for us.
I doubt Coyle's coming back. I'm sure Nelson, they're going to make a hard play to keep on there. Natchez, of course, we're going to keep. There are quite a few acquisitions that are probably going away, though. Lindgren, I don't know that I would expect him to be around, or Coyle. So there'll be some change. I think Eric Johnson probably finally retires. He got his last season. He got the trade over to us. I don't think he would have done the trade if he was going to continue playing after one last run. So
yeah, lots of change. We'll certainly have a lot of changes going on. But what are we drinking tonight, by the way?
I'm having a little bit of Buffalo Trace, but I did get a bottle this morning that I have been trying to get for a long, long time. I managed to get myself an E.H. Taylor single barrel store pick.
Nice.
So never had this one.
Sorry, move
so
that.
I'll be opening it up in a couple weeks when my dad gets out here, because E.H. Taylor is his favorite, so we're going to share that one.
Great
but not
stuff.
a bad price either. $99 for it.
That's actually pretty good, yeah. I need to get a few new
I'd expect
balls.
Closer to 180 if you weren't getting it at a store pick type situation and just found it out there.
Well, I need to get some new stuff, but I'm not sure they sell any American bourbon in Canada anymore. It's been all poured down the drain.
Are they still doing that?
I don't know. I'm about to go to a liquor store on Monday and I'll find out, because I need some stuff. And it'll be funny if they're still doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were, because it's pretty petty, but
True enough.
Anyway, cheers, and cheers to you. And cheers to everybody for being in our chats. You can see you all there. You've got nothing better to do on a Saturday night.
Mr. Magic says, who do you guys have winning the cup?
Oh, I'm still going to take Florida.
I'm taking Florida just because, even though I don't like Florida, I would prefer them over Edmonton.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Edmonton actually have home advantage in this one, which is surprising, just the way it finished. But
I also think Tkachuk is going to have a hell of a series against Edmonton, at least physically. I don't know about on the score sheet.
Oh, I think the physicality of Florida would have destroyed us too. I think if we'd actually beaten the Oilers, I think we would have struggled to cope with that.
Yeah.
I just think the Oilers, although they are deeper and better, they've got a couple of injuries now, and I think Florida are just a little bit too strong for them.
Well, and Bob is Bob.
Yeah. I mean, Skinner, we let
Skinner's
off easily.
been good, but Bob is Bob.
We let Skinner off pretty easy. I think he can be punctured quite easily, so we'll see. But I'll take Florida, even though they've not got home advantage. I think they'll split one of the first two.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want McDavid winning a cup. Sorry, Oilers fans. It just, he's not
technically
Jesus.
McDavid or Draisaitl for me.
Well, I don't find Draisaitl quite as unappealing.
Well, they don't talk about him nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, there's some other guys that are pretty good, and I wouldn't hold it against them. But it's just this you have to be in Canada to see the worst of it. The onslaught of media suckage, of sucking off of McDavid is phenomenal. And it's like, just when they say he deserves it, well, why does he deserve it? Explain why he deserves it. Well, because he's going to. No, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. Give me some reasons.
There's lots of guys who are great at sports that never reached the pinnacle.
Yeah, there's lots of guys deserve it for various reasons, but I don't. Yeah. Anyway, it's the
Nav. I don't know why the mic levels keep changing. Our mics are at the same distance from our faces, so
it's a cult.
Unless Windows is screwing with us, I don't know.
It's a bit of a cult. Yeah, well, it's possibly maybe it's us. Maybe we're fading out of this dimension, in and out. We're teetering on interdimensional break. So,
But we're not
anyway,
changing any settings or anything. So
no, we're not doing nothing there. Let's take a look at our bracket, though. I think would be a good idea
sure.
right now. So, the Bourbon and Boarding 2025 bracket, currently top with a total points of 172 and a rather impressive maximum possible points of 272 is Fun with Collecting.
Yeah, only 28 points off of perfect, right?
Yeah,
300 is perfect.
And nobody else can reach that maximum. So let's take a look at how Fun
Well,
with
most of
Collecting
everybody can't reach where he's at now.
Yeah, exactly. So and that's with putting the Wild getting into the final. I mean, come on. I think that's got to be a negative 20 points right off the bat. I would love the Oilers to have been beaten by the Wild. I would love Dallas to have played the Wild in the Western Conference final. I would have been putting money on us to win. Anyway, Florida being in the final, various other things have led to him being top.
So he still has the ability to beat me, but at the moment I am beating him.
Oh, can we see yours? Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
not
I'll
in
pull
our
mine up real quick.
Next year, you must put it in our league.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea.
If you could pull
Spotlight,
it up.
transition. Yeah, so I'm currently sitting at 175, but also my total is 175. So
you're
I'm 3 points ahead.
Right now. 3 points ahead right now.
3 points ahead, but I cannot get another point. So if Edmonton wins, I would still stay at the higher amount of points.
All right, so Edmonton must win for you to win.
Well, I don't know if there's anybody else who can get there too. But yeah, currently sitting at 175 with no other possible points.
No, so you're winning right now. You could still win. It's nobody in the
which is crazy.
Yeah, nobody's got the Oilers. I have to say, no one's got the Oilers. Smokey is second, but he's reached his max already.
Right, I don't think he took Florida, did he? Did he have Carolina Avs?
He had a Carolina.
Yeah, he had Carolina instead of Florida, so that's where me and Smokey finally differed.
Yeah, so Bell is 144 with potential for 244, but again,
it all comes down to Florida must win the cup.
Yeah, if Florida wins,
then Fun with Collecting automatically wins, I think.
Yeah, if Florida doesn't win, then you're gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else can catch me if.
I don't know about Basco because he didn't put his in the league either, even though he did win.
Yeah, and we haven't heard from him, so. Fun with Collecting for $1.99 on my channel says, "I'm coming for you, and I'm bringing hell with me." That 3 points, man. You're either going to crush me or lose by 3 points.
That would be sad.
Which means it all came down to the round 1 picks and getting the game amounts perfect to get those single points.
Who knew it would come down to that?
Well, it still may not. I could still end up in like 6 with the number of people that picked Florida, so.
We shall see.
Yep, I guess I've got a reason to stick around for another show.
Right,
I didn't even realize that that's where it was.
That's
because I can't see the league and you guys can't see me.
No, we can't. So that's where we're at. Fun with Collecting it's a 2-horse race now. So only one of you is going to get shot and turned into glue.
May it be fun with collecting.
May it be fun with collecting. So that's that.
Actually, no. I still would prefer Florida win. So I would take that loss and get bumped down to like 5th or 6th place if it means Edmonton does not get a cup.
You're willing to sacrifice.
Yes, I would sacrifice my title in the brackets just to have Edmonton not take a cup.
I admire your testicular fortitude, actually.
Yeah.
I admire that. That's the attitude I would take.
I mean, that's giving up a lot. You know,
It is,
bourbon
I
and
would,
boarding champion.
Indeed. Oh, you're giving up the bragging rights because there's no prize.
Exactly.
Maybe next year we'll have a prize.
Maybe.
Because I've been working on merch.
A tiny little plastic cup.
I got a 70s rock fan hat. So maybe
Nice.
we'll have a bourbon and boarding hat, yeah. That'll be the prize next year, a bourbon and boarding hat or t-shirt with Brahma and my face on it.
No thanks. Maybe our avatars.
So, well, it'll have to have Avs and Stars stuff on it. So if you're not an Avs and Stars fan, you'd be forced to wear it.
Yeah, it's like what WG tried to do with me, giving me a Canes hat in
Well,
Vegas.
I've got the Canes hat he gave me tonight.
Yeah,
I've got
I can't bring myself to wear it. Neither. My daughter won't even wear it.
It's a very comfortable hat.
Well, you've always had bad taste in liking the Red Wings.
I've got my Nick Lidstrom jersey retiral t-shirt on. I figured that I don't have to wear a Star shirt tonight. They're out. I'm gonna wear shit I normally don't wear.
I stopped wearing a jersey the second my team was out. Before that, I wore a jersey every single week this year.
Indeed.
An Avs jersey, that is.
So there we are. We're down to the it's like deja vu all over again. Last year's final is back. It's usually how these things go is that the team that lost last year, though, gets revenge this year. I'm thinking like Penguins, Red Wings type finals.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I don't know. I think they're overhyped in Edmonton. The people up there are hyping themselves to the max, and that usually leads to serious disappointment.
True. I did not agree with Kachuk when he said the two best teams in the league this year are meeting again. It's like, Edmonton had another start like they did last year. Not near as bad, but it took them a while to get jump started again to really get up there.
Yeah.
And didn't finish particularly strong in the standings either.
No, but they have
for Edmonton.
They have built a good playoff team.
Yeah.
Of it, so.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, the thing is they're all Canadians should get behind the Oilers. And I know plenty of Calgary Flames fans are going, fuck the Oilers, I want the Panthers to win.
Right.
So it never works that way. I don't understand how people could do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a Vancouver Canucks fan. I'm going to cheer for the Edmonton Oilers. It just doesn't. Life doesn't work like that.
No, I won't be cheering for either team.
No.
I mean, when my team's out, I stop cheering anything.
I'll be hoping for a mass outbreak of dysentery for both of them.
Yes.
I don't want them to get physically injured. Just, something debilitating like dysentery.
Just diarrhea all over the ice.
Anyway, so we're not going to... The first game isn't until Wednesday. So we're probably not even going to do a show next week because there'll not be much to talk about.
Yeah, there will only be a Wednesday and a Friday game next week, so we will be taking the week off from Bourbon and Boarding and come back once the cup has been awarded the following week, because there's no point in getting together to talk about two games.
Two lousy games. Oilers in 3, that's what I say.
So they're going to win it on Sunday, huh?
Yes, Oilers in 3. I mean, is this thing going to run till like middle of June? Jesus Christ, give us a break.
That's about when it normally goes.
Davina says our audio sounds fine.
Good.
I really, really hope that is what Davina looks like, and she's not really some 45-year-old overweight, sweaty, hairy guy.
I'm glad you finished it with guy.
Well, actually, it's true. A 45-year-old overweight, hairy, sweaty woman would be a Democrat congresswoman, wouldn't it?
Would still be a woman.
Would still be a woman. What is a woman? Yes, the McDavid breakaway goal was pretty sweet, and believe it or not, I'm going to show that. Much as it pains me, I am going to show it. So we'll do that now. If I can summon up the energy
to transition.
I gotta find, there's two versions of it. I've got one slowed down and one that's normal speed. Fuck it, we'll show the slowed down.
I will get the hooking embellishment clip ready then.
Yes, the so-called embellishment clip, yeah.
Craziest call I've seen in a little while.
So this is the slowed down.
Craziest call since Evan Rodriguez's face slammed into the glass a couple rounds ago. And they said, embellishment. His face didn't hit hard enough.
His face is mashed to a pulp. Embellishment. Well, bloody Rupe Hint's got his foot broken by Nurse, and nothing was done about it. Nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the slowed down version of the breakaway, showing, I've got to admit, Connor McDavid is a very fast skater. Then again, he was skating against broken foot Rupe Hintz. And then he finishes quite sweetly.
Hintz should have hooked him.
He should have hooked him.
Even if it was a penalty shot, he should have hooked him.
Should have hooked him in the groin, I think. So, yeah, I mean, you give these guys breakaway chances like that. McDavid rarely misses those.
McDavid, McKinnon, a few others, they're going to bury it every time.
Beautifully done, because he takes Smith. I think it was DeSmith at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, because it wasn't the first two shots of the game.
And he has DeSmith focusing on his body, but he pops the puck around the left-hand side. So I got to admit, that was pretty sweet. Just when we'd fought our way back to 3-2. But I mean, we were 2-0 down within 4 minutes in an elimination game on 2 shots.
Yeah, I still don't know that you take out Ottinger.
No, I wouldn't have, because the rest of the team were dog shit in front of him. He could not be blamed for those. Maybe one he could have done a bit better on.
Ottinger's what got you there.
Yeah.
2 goals is not enough to yank somebody.
I really thought I had the fast version of that, but I don't see it here. So that's the only clip I've got from any of those games, because fuck you.
All right.
Fuck you, universe.
We'll do my Florida-Carolina clips, and then we'll switch over to the other series. And then...
There was another series?
Nothing that was entertaining in any way, but there was one.
Game 1 was entertaining.
This was Tkachuk and Stahl. And you get a hook here. And they call embellishment on Tkachuk and Stahl for the hook. Tkachuk literally goes backwards. Hard to say that is not, because of the stick pulling him back.
Clearly a hook.
I mean, the momentum flips back towards Stahl. I did not agree.
I know, I totally disagree with the embellishment. It's nonsense. What was he supposed to do? How would he even go about embellishing that?
It kind of a crazy all-around call there.
Yeah.
I think if it was not Tkachuk, it's probably not a call. But
well, to me, if that's an embellishment, then there should be no hooking call.
Right.
It's one or the other. It's not both.
I tend to think that on almost all embellishment calls.
Yeah, embellishment.
It's either a penalty or it's embellishment. It's not both guys go. Yeah.
It's stupid call, but we've seen such dreadful refereeing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got on this one, this is Connor Brown, injured Oiler, gets to read the lineup card, but they kind of did a surprise. So this was kind of funny.
Make sure the intensity's high, execution's high. Let's go win this hockey game, all right? Brownie.
We got Kaner, Rico, Cappy, Doc, Cooley, get to the pipe.
like a Shoresy locker room.
That's pretty good.
He didn't look all that injured to me.
He didn't, but I mean, yeah, it's some of these injuries. It's like, you know, you can do that.
Yeah, it could just be a bone in a hand or something.
20 minutes in the ice and you might be suffering. Yeah, it's,
Yep. Then the last clip I've got from them, because I didn't pull a whole bunch of game clips, but this was kind of funny. Knobloch had a look-alike in the stands, like a really good one.
Knobloch of the Edmonton.
Same as your guy. Oh, that's a good
he
one.
would be sitting in the seats. That's Matt Zippert, the head
Oh,
pastor
that's
at the
good.
Bethel Lutheran Church in Sherwood Park. He said 18 months ago his life changed when the Oilers hired
He's got it
Chris
down
Knobloch.
pat.
He goes for gas.
His life changed a few months ago when the Oilers hired Chris Knobloch.
Look alike. Yeah, he could be standing in for him at events.
And he even had the mannerism with just the nodding and looking off to the side.
That's what I say. He's got it down pat.
Yeah.
That's funny. Didn't your guy, wasn't there a Bednar lookalike?
Yeah, there's a Bednar look-alike too.
See, I love that stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
that and
especially when the cameraman finds him.
Yeah, that and the girls
pays
with the huge
attention.
tits. But, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's what Edmonton is missing this year. Is that chick that was flashing everybody last year?
oh, I know. What happened to her? Maybe they're down by her knees now. Maybe she's too old.
She did a few other social media hits afterwards, and turned out she didn't look quite the same in daylight as she did in the arena.
Just like everybody else in Edmonton.
Right.
Have you ever been there?
Nope.
No, good. It's a bit rough. It's very far north, you know. They're a bit rough. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they looked spectacular either way, but yeah, her in
everything above
full
the
lighting
chest was not good.
wasn't horrible, but
Yeah.
not quite what everybody was expecting when you got the full look at her in full lighting.
However, who we can't be picky about this. I mean, we need more of that at hockey. Let's not ostracize the poor girl.
I don't know that we do, because there are still children attending the games.
Well, I didn't.
It's
think
enough
about
that everybody is throwing down F-bombs nonstop in the
No,
stands.
that's true. Actually, yeah, I've always hated that.
I wouldn't be taking my little kids anymore. It's
Yeah.
gotten real bad at most games.
Uh,
My teenagers, sure, they've heard it all before, but
it
when you've got
does tend to get a bit
family surrounded by a whole bunch of guys throwing out every word you can think of, with a whole bunch of 6 to 10-year-olds sitting in between them, it's like, not that cool.
No, and I'm not a big fan of the swearing loudly in public thing. I never have been. It's pretty classless. So
I'd say the boobs is probably a bigger problem if that became a thing.
the kids love that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Well, some of them do. When I was a kid, I would have been like, "Wow, look at that! That's great."
I'd have been happy, yeah.
So, got a few clips from the Panthers Canes side. You played one there, but here's my little buddy Logan Stankoven, who had a really good playoffs. Good for him. Good lad. Scoring a rather sweet goal here.
In the Eastern Conference Finals. Attempting to stave off elimination tonight. Here's Stan Colvin. Stan Colvin in with a shot. Score!
Lovely little guy.
In the Eastern Conference Finals.
So good for him. He had an excellent playoffs. And I'm glad, because I really do think he's going to be a good player over the years and make quite a name. So I'm glad he's settled in there, doing well. I wish he didn't have to leave Dallas.
Howdy, Scott.
Hey, what else?
Blackhawks
have we
fan, you're in for a couple years of fun.
got? Well, indeed. Let's see. Oh, this was another interesting one. This is a little bit of a sequence. So there's a bit of flipping off and puck. Did we show this last week, or was this? I'm pretty sure we didn't.
I don't know. I haven't seen the clip yet.
Tips on the hot shower.
There's a bit of aggro, and then
Took a hit from the Keishan.
No, we didn't show it last week.
and then he flips the puck at a player. Bang.
There you see him flip the puck.
Now, it's not violently flipped, but he got a game of misconduct for that, and he
His
should.
night
Not
is
like shooting
over.
it at Marchand.
No. Marchand would have been happy. So there
Marchand
was a
would have
little
dropped
bit
the
of chippy
gloves.
stuff. It was a very soft flick, but you can't do that. That was the embellishment. Oh, so I had some stuff from the IIHF thing, which is weird that was going on at the same time as the playoffs.
Well, it's something for everybody who's out to do.
Yeah, and this was actually, there's nothing. It's not like this is a spectacular goal. I just found that this was quite a fiercely competitive piece of play, ending in a corner Garland goal. Everyone was really, there was nobody nobody was phoning it in this competition.
Yeah.
You know, there's some pretty rough
But it also
stuff
didn't
going.
feel like the Four Nations because
Yeah.
you were playing international rules.
Yeah. So there's a lot of rough stuff going on, which I like.
Peak with a shot. Marks on the save on that. Shea drops it back. Cooley a hard
There
shot.
is so much ice.
Rebound score.
Yeah.
Connor Garland
But
pokes
Garland
it
gets
rebound.
right to the net, really dirty place, and scores that. That's really good, that. I like that.
Yeah.
And that was a ton of heavy lift.
So that was pretty neat. And then, I think you may have had the clip too, but the golden goal.
The golden goal from Tage
Tage
Thompson.
wins it for the USA for the first time since 1933.
1933.
It's unbelievable to think about that. Unbelievable.
Drops it back. Picked off by Shea. Out for Cooley. Ahead to Thompson. Tage Thompson with Logan Cooley. Thompson in, shoots, scores! Tage Thompson!
In a
golden
0-0
goal.
game in
Drops
overtime.
it back. Picked off by
Yep. One goal only. And it was a beauty.
Shea. Out for Cooley. Ahead to Thompson.
See it one more
Tage
time.
Thompson with Logan Cooley. Thompson in, shoots,
I-
scores!
He's
Tage
like, I'm not
Thompson.
passing.
I loved how he did that. Faking it,
Fake the
faking
pass.
it, faking the pass, and then he did that beautifully. So well done to him. Well done to the US of A for winning that for the first time in 900 years.
Seemed like it.
I don't even know half of these players. Who are these people?
What's amazing is USA wins when you've got McKinnon and Crosby and
On the
who
Canadian
was it?
side.
Celebrini all on
Team
Canada for most of the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't see a lot of it, other coverage of this, but it seemed like a pretty good competition.
I saw mostly the clips.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah, then we got a few clips from the Stars and
No, we
Edmonton
don't. The
series.
show's over.
I've got two of them. One you'll appreciate and one you won't.
Show's over. Time to go.
It'll be over pretty quick. We've only got a few more clips and then
And we're done. You're all getting a truncated show tonight. You're not getting value for money at all.
well, the money's been $2 so far, so.
That's true.
Let me add this to the
Are you
scene.
going to transition?
Yep. So you'll enjoy this one because, well, you'll somewhat enjoy this one. This one has your team looking on the good side. So this is Evan Bouchard with Rupe Hintz after Hintz already had a broken foot from the
Yes.
initial hit
From Nurse
to his foot.
hitting him. Yeah. And it was a dirty, clearly in the open, dirty slash, broke his foot, 2-minute minor, no subsequent punishment. The league's okay with that shit.
Yep. So just another little slash across the top of the foot.
Yeah.
Just test him.
And you know, that's 3 times now it's happened to top Stars players and nothing has been done about it. Not in this, I mean, not just in this player. So it was Pavelski a couple of years ago with the Dumba hit.
Yeah.
Then in the regular season this year, Mark Stone deliberately diving to break Miro's knee. And
Yeah, I
now
still
this,
don't know about the deliberate dive on that
and
one.
nothing has been done about them. Nothing. And you know what was the most disappointing thing? No Stars players responded. It's one thing
That part I can agree with.
It's one thing for the NHL to say, nah, fuck you, Stars. So what if people injure your players deliberately? It's another thing for his own teammates to not do anything about it. Apparently, they were told by the coaches, don't respond. So I disagree with that entirely.
Well, there's been a few situations like that through the playoffs where teams just didn't respond, and it looks like, okay, well, they're not going to stick up for each other. So,
yeah, they didn't. There was no response by the Stars players, and I find that disgusting. But they were coached. They were told. They said we were told not to respond, and I would Nurse. I would have had some way of getting back at him.
Right.
But nothing happened. So
last clip I've got is actually not putting you guys in a great light. This one was a no call. We'll see what everybody thinks of this.
Sure, his stick's going to catch him just above the pants here. Oh yeah, basically hits him right in the middle of the back. And
well, it's a pretty bad no call.
He should have hit him in the groin.
Sure, his stick's going to catch him just above the pants here. Oh yeah, basically hits him right in the middle of the back. And
puck's nowhere inside.
Yeah, but does that really matter in the NHL today?
Depends on who the players are.
You see, if it hit him in the groin, I could have agreed with that one. But,
so that's what I've got.
That's about it, really. I don't have a great deal else.
There just wasn't a lot that happened. Two teams just smashed the other two teams, and now we're going to the championship round.
Indeed.
Stanley Cup Finals.
The only other just thing I'm keeping an eye on a little bit is the Memorial Cup. We're going to get a London Knights versus Medicine Hat final. Medicine Hat is not near us, but if we were to head directly east on Highway 1, that would be the next city. So it's somewhere in the vicinity. So that's going to be that final. I'll probably keep an eye on that because London Knights have produced a few good players in the past.
Cool.
So it might be quite a good final. Memorial Cup. Also keeping an eye on the AHL Calder Cup, which the Texas Stars are in, albeit they lost game 1. So,
yeah, I think Colorado's farm team went out last round. If I remember correctly.
You might be right. Yeah,
the semis.
This one runs until God knows when in June. I mean, June the 9th. Before it gets
starting before the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, before the conference finals.
Oh, this is the conference finals.
Yeah.
So that was quarterfinals.
Conference finals run until the June the 9th. This thing will be playing in September.
Possibly.
Yeah. So
they got nothing better to do. They got to figure out how to get seen by the scouts in between the seasons. So.
Exactly.
We got the draft in about a little less than a month.
So that's it, really.
Yeah.
Clips.
So
I'm looking forward to the draft because we've got no picks. So
neither do we. Nothing in the first round for like the next 3 years.
I
don't even think we've got a second round in the next 3 years. So.
Yeah. Well, our GM of candidate of the year for the third year, Jim Nill, will probably pull a diamond from the rough in the 7th round.
I'm still kind of shocked that McFarland did not get a GM of the year nomination, at least flipping the goalies before Thanksgiving into a winning tandem was brilliant. Whether or not the trade deadline, worked out the way he thought, he gave them the chance. But the first time the tandem of goalies has been flipped before Thanksgiving and you got rid of 2 losers to get 2 winners in, and they were one of the best tandems after Christmas in the whole league. I don't know how you don't even get a nod for that. And if the Rantanen thing plays out long term, you can't really judge somebody on this year for that trade. But
What we've got to do is build our team around him now, which isn't built around him at the moment, to see if that works. They're going to have to because they're stuck with him now for a long time.
For a long time.
But yeah, the GM of the year thing is a bit weird.
Yeah.
And if the Stars had gone on to win the Stanley Cup this year, then Jim Nill may have deserved that award, but he doesn't deserve it now.
I've always thought that it was funny that Bednar has never been even nominated for Coach of the Year, even after making the playoffs after the worst team in NHL history, the 47-point Avs team. He comes back and makes the playoffs, and nope, wasn't him. He had nothing to do with it.
Lucky accident.
Yeah. So what do you got coming up this week?
I'm not sure about tomorrow.
Well, next week, I guess.
I guess tomorrow I might do an impromptu live stream just for show off some physical media, which I was going to do on Friday, and then Puppy and other things interceded. This puppy, she's beautiful, but Jesus, it's a lot of work for old people. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it'll settle down soon.
Oh, we're doing all the training, and I mean, she was already pretty well house trained, but we've got other training to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit tiring, and on the others as well, we're getting some work done in the backyard, which is taking up a lot of effort and time. So I'm freaking knackered. I'm old.
You are.
But anyway, so I may do this, may or may not do an impromptu live stream tomorrow. I haven't been able to do any videos recently. But Monday on the channel and platforms, we'll be doing a Canon Film Club episode, which are always good fun. We always get a good crowd for that. And we'll be talking about Over the Top, the sweatiest movie in history. Stallone. The best movie about a truck driving father-son relationship involving arm wrestling. You'll never get a better one in that genre, ever.
True enough.
And how about yourself, sir?
Well, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Mountain, we've got the bullpen with me and little Chad. Me and Slender and Imp may be firing up another Elden Ring Night Rain stream a little bit later tonight, like in the next 30 minutes or so. So watch out for that one if you want to see some gaming. And watch us get our asses kicked, because that game has not been easy.
I've heard it's pretty tough, and you only get like 15 minutes to level up or something, or...
Oh, you get much less than that in each round before you have to start taking on bosses. It moves fast. A whole mission takes about 40 minutes, but that's 3 rounds with 3 different major bosses. So we still haven't downed the first boss. So, but we've only played about 6 rounds total, so we're still trying to get a feel for it. But we should be able to down something tonight if we end up getting together.
All right.
So we've got the bullpen tomorrow, and then the usual week. Tuesday on Mad's new channel, Wednesday the midweek hump, which we are down to about 3 shows on that show before he gets retired forever on Shag's channel.
Why is he retiring it?
He's moving to Hawaii for a new job, and the time zones do not match up.
Why they don't have Wednesday nights in Hawaii?
They do, but since his business is restaurants, Wednesday nights, well, nights in general, are when he works. So
yeah, that's a real shame.
Yeah. So
well, I mean, good for him that he's moving to Hawaii and getting all that great stuff, but that's a shame.
Well, I get a Wednesday reprieve from being on shows, and
it's nice to have
for
a
the
night
next
off.
Yeah, so I'll have Saturday and Wednesday off for the summer, so that'll be kind of nice. Maybe I'll recover a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Wednesday is normally my only night off, so
yeah,
I get
I've got
invites to go
0.
and stuff, and I turn them down because I say no, I need at least one night off. That's a real shame, but yeah, I'll have to watch the remaining shows for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a few people drop by. Quarter Black Garrett, maybe we'll even get Lofty Pixels to come out of retirement for that show. Nice. We'll see.
I almost had Gary Nerdrotic on my show on Monday. He said he couldn't do it, but we should do something in July. So I'm going to put on a show and Gary's going to join in July. That'll be nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll have to make it a good one. Actually, July might be good because I was going to do a Live Aid 40th anniversary
Yeah.
retrospective show on, and my show is on a Monday, the very date that Live Aid was on. So that might be the one. We'll see.
Cool. That'd be a good one.
Coolio, that could be funny. I've got a lot of roadies that were involved, like Mal Craggs, who he's Phil Collins' right hand man, and he was a big part of Live Aid. And Mal is there. There's footage of him with Phil Collins, so that could be quite good fun. I said,
Awesome.
get Phil Collins on the show. He said, no, I don't know. He's not very well. I said, get him on the fucking show.
He's not coming.
I'm not important.
I'm trying to be nice to you, but no, he's not coming.
Anyway, that's for the future. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great remainder of your weekend. Thank you all for being here.
Yep. We'll give you an intro as an outro, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
See you all 2 weeks from now.
Night.